In-Laws and Crime. I'm Ashley.
I am Megan. This is In-Laws and Crime. Hello.
Hello.
Hello to you, Ashley. Hello to all of you listening and watching. Mm-hmm. We are here. It has been one heck of a week. I know I feel like we say this every time.
I mean, life is just chaotic. I feel like chaotic. And I know everybody can relate because I feel like anybody I talk to, their life is just upside down.
Yes. So yeah, we're in the same boat as y'all. But we have some weird crime files today.
Honestly, yours is kind of a weird farm file. It's a farm.
It's a farm/crime file.
It is. It's horrid.
It's horrible. So we'll just get right into our little files. So I'm sure a lot of y'all may have saw this come across your social media, but a Kilgore man was arrested. This was last Sunday following an investigation into allegations of domestic violence and cruelty to livestock animal. According to Rusk County Sheriff's Office, Alberto Castro, 34, faces 6 criminal charges after investigators executed a search warrant at his residence. And according to the sheriff's office, deputies seized a gun and obviously some marijuana. Investigators also located an injured, I can't even pronounce this, llama cha. It's a breed of goat.
Oh.
That appeared to have been shot in the neck area. The sheriff's office said investigators seized video that was reportedly sent from Castro's family members, and the video shows him firing multiple rounds from a handgun at a tethered goat.
Oh my God. Okay. See, I didn't know all the details. I knew what he had done initially, but I didn't know what he had done.
So he ties this goat up, and there's video of him doing this and is shooting it with a handgun. And based on the audio of the video, sheriff's office personnel believed it was an intentional act to terrorize or abuse a family member that he was angry with. Oh so it was probably like their pet goat or something. And then it goes on to say that investigators also found text messages reported as being sent by Castro, and the text messages contained threats to seriously injure and kill family members and threats to burn their pet cat.
Jesus Christ. Why?
I'm going to tell you right now, sir.
Yeah.
You send me a text that you're going to burn my cat.
I mean,
I will burn your world to the ground. Is that not sick?
That's horrible. Okay. This is not a farm file and is kind of out of reach for our East Texas area. But did you see that attorney out of Houston? Did you see the guy that got...
I'm scared.
I don't remember the guy's name. Okay. So, but you guys can look it up because it'd be easy to find it with just his details. But he's an attorney out of Houston, and they were having some renovations done on their home. And so the wife installed security cameras so she could keep an eye on the crews that were at the house. Mm-hmm. And her cameras captured her husband sexually assaulting their golden retriever.
I'm done.
Yeah, I know.
I have to go.
People are so disturbed. So disturbed. The poor dog. Like
nauseating.
The video shows him like calling the dog like up on the bed.
Shut the front door right now.
I know.
This is in Dallas?
Houston.
Thank God.
Yes, in Houston. And so she immediately reports him to the police. And he's arrested and he bailed himself out. But she's like moved him out. Like she's like, holy shit. Like I can't.
I don't even know how to commentate on that.
Yeah. So
wow. Thank you for that, Ashley.
Anyway, I hope both of these dudes fry.
He needs to be in a mental institution.
Yeah.
That's insane.
You're a golden retriever.
That's sick.
Not that there's any like breed that's okay, but like,
but a golden retriever,
a sweet little family golden retriever. Like, oh my gosh.
I think I would be committing murder.
Yeah. Anyway, but thank you to the wife that took all the right steps. And called it in immediately.
You're a better woman than I.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. And so the dog's okay. Just so we all know, the dog is okay. So, yeah.
Wowzer.
Anyway,
Okay.
that was not part of our crime file.
Yeah, she didn't run that past me.
I'm so sorry.
I'm going to be sick for a while, I think.
Yeah, my bad.
It's okay.
Okay, so we're here on a Sunday. It's June, 5th? 6th?
Well, no.
Oh, 7th.
7th.
Jesus. Okay, we're recording on the 7th. So this happened last week. This was an article that I read, and I'm just going to read it to you guys. So I assume that a lot of you saw it, but... So, I'm sorry. Was that all your crime corner?
Yes, it was.
Okay, let me jump into mine. Okay, so the Federal Bureau of Investigation announced the results of a months-long investigation into child exploitation on Friday, including the arrest of one East Texas man for possession of child pornography. Operation Soteria Shield was conducted in months of March and April with the goal of finding offenders who exploit children through online platforms, social media messaging applications, and digital environments. In that time, the FBI's Dallas field office cooperated with over 90 Texas law enforcement agencies to arrest 276 people.
That's insane.
Reportedly rescuing 89 children in the process. Is that not wild?
Crazy.
So Operation Soteria Shield arrived in East Texas when the Lone Star Police Department was assigned a cyber tip. The cyber tip was from the social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter. Yep. The tip claimed a person living near Lone Star in Morris County was using the X artificial intelligence platform Grok to generate lifelike images of child sexual abuse material.
Disgusting.
Yeah. So, and I guess it's the acronym is CSAM for child sexual abuse material.
Yes.
So I hadn't seen that before. So on March 27th, officers from Lone Star, Morris County, Ore City, Mount Pleasant, Hawk Cove, which I've never heard of, and FBI agents took down Jesus Allman Jr. into custody in connection to the cyber tip. According to Lone Star PD, Allman admitted to having CSAM on his phone at his Morris County, which is in Dangerfield residence.
Dangerfield.
Yep, I know, which we were just there for the church thing. After Allman was arrested on a warrant for possession of child pornography, officers got a search warrant for his phone, which they found to contain over 1,000 CSAM images.
What the actual hell?
1,000
so
CSAM
disgusting.
images.
I can't wrap my head around that crap.
Oh my God.
What in the world?
The men and women, so this is a quote. And so it says, the men and women of East Texas law enforcement want all abusers and exploiters of children to know that the internet that once was your playground is now our hunting ground, and you can no longer hide on the net.
Yeah, buddy.
We're coming for you.
Go Texas.
Yes.
Not in Texas.
Right. Lone Star PD said on Friday, Allman was a registered sex offender from a previous conviction, meaning his case is being forwarded to the U.S. Attorney's Office for federal prosecution according to Lone Star PD. So, Operation Soteria Shield brought together over 90 agencies from across the state of Texas. FBI Dallas Special Agent in charge, R. Joseph Rothrook, said, "Together, we were able to make a significant impact on the ongoing battle against predators who exploit children in our communities. This would not have been successful without the resolve of each participating agency. The FBI and our law enforcement partners will continue to prioritize the safety of the most vulnerable members of our communities." The operation's namesake, Soteria, was an ancient Greek pagan goddess who personified safety, salvation, and protection from harm.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, go Texas.
That's
276 predators.
I also
89
saw
children saved.
a post from the Henderson County Sheriff's Office, I believe, and they put out a statement just saying that they also participated in that as well.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if it didn't mention anything that came of it, but Henderson County was one of the participating agencies.
Wow.
So that's pretty crazy. Crazy.
Okay. Then I have one more.
Okay.
So this is in Tyler. And it was a 5-year-old child is currently in critical condition at a hospital in Dallas after they were shot at an apartment in Tyler on Friday night.
What?
Yeah, did you hear this?
No.
According to the Tyler Police Department, officers responded to a reported shooting in an apartment complex at 2700 North Grand Avenue at 10:45 p.m. on Friday. The officers arrived on scene and found that a 5-year-old had been shot. The apartment complex had been shot at the apartment complex at Grant. The child was taken to a local hospital and then flown to the hospital in Dallas, where Tyler PD said he's currently in critical condition.
My God.
Multiple bullet casings were recovered at the scene, but fortunately, no one else was injured in the shooting. The Tyler Police Department is actively investigating the shooting, and the suspect is currently considered armed and dangerous.
Oh, so
he is on the run. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
So this was last week. So I looked for an update on this, and the only one I could find was posted on June 1st. And it was like a video of Ashley Williams, who's the mother of the 5-year-old Josiah, who was shot. And as of June 1st, he was still in the hospital. And one moment he seems to be stable, and then the next moment he's fighting for his life. So he's still in pretty critical condition.
Oh my gosh.
Ashley has 2 other children, a 4-month-old daughter and a 4-year-old daughter. And she is just really struggling.
Yeah.
But she said like the outpour of the community and like the support that she's been given has just been insane. So the shooter is still at large.
Wow.
And the reward for information leading to their arrest went from $1,000 to now it's $4,000.
So they don't know who did this still.
They have no idea. And Ashley says that she does not believe that her family was the target. So she thinks that her son was just an innocent child that was just shot in the manor. So anyway,
dang.
I know, but is that not awful? Like your 5-year-old, and he's fighting for his life. So she's like, it's just been this awful roller coaster.
Yeah.
Of 1 minute he seems to be doing okay, and then literally the next minute they're like he's not going to make it.
Yeah.
So it's just been this huge emotional roller coaster, and he's not breathing on his own. So he's all like hooked up to machines. So he's not even breathing on his own.
Yeah. Bless his heart. We'll be praying for him.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yep.
Sad crime files. I think that was it.
That's it for crime.
Yeah.
On my end.
I don't think I have any farm files or anything of that nature.
I have another chicken that's gone broody.
Why?
I don't know. I tried to talk to her. I was like, Patricia,
calm down.
Patricia, there's no need.
And for y'all that don't know, broody means they think that they're going to hatch some babies.
They're trying to hatch eggs.
And Ashley has no rooster.
I have no rooster. So all my girls are virgins.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
they just want to sit on them eggs and think a baby's going to come out of
she's been on there for like 2 weeks. So,
dang.
And she starts to like, I know this sounds funny, but she starts to growl at me when I go in there.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, because they make that weird sound. Yeah, it does sound like a growl. Yeah. And you're like, okay.
Don't come at me. Chickens growl, okay?
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Okay, Megan, I'm excited to hear about your case today.
Yeah. So this case, it's going to probably be a little shorty, but I was captivated by this case when it hit the news. Just because it's just so mysterious, and if you clicked on this, you already know what it is, but it's about Kimberly Flint, who went missing. And it was just one of those things that I so vividly remember that I wanted to give it a little coverage here. But yeah, it's just wild. And there's a lot of weird circumstances still that are unanswered. But that's what I'm covering today is the case of Kimberly Flint. And so my references are, we got records from the Rusk County Sheriff's Office. And then I got a bunch of information off KLTV, as always. So we're going to go ahead and start. So on a quiet stretch of highway, on the quiet stretch, let's all pray that I can talk through this whole thing today. On a quiet stretch of highway 84 in Rusk County, Texas, near the Angelina River, a Jeep Grand Cherokee sat damaged and abandoned. It was September 26th, 2018, and the vehicle had left the road. It had crashed near the bridge, but when law enforcement arrived, something was immediately wrong. There was nobody there. There was no injured person. There was nobody trying to flag anybody down. There was no trails leading away or any evidence suggesting that, somebody had walked off or anything like that. The Jeep belonged to Kimberly or Kim Flint, a 57-year-old woman from the Laneyville area. That afternoon, Kim had disappeared, and for more than 3 years, her family lived with the impossible question: how can someone vanish from the scene of a crash? Today, we're going to cover this, and Kim, like I stated, is a woman from East Texas whose case begins with a wrecked vehicle and ends years later in a wooded area. Before we get into the details, though, I wanted to say something about Kimberly. She was a real person. She was a wife, a mother, and a family member, and someone very deeply loved. We're going to walk through the case very carefully, and I'm just talking about the facts today, just because there is so many different theories floating around, which I've read through a lot of them. And so I really just wanted to stick to the facts today, just because some of the rumors and gossip going around are just pretty outlandish. So I just thought I'd stick to the facts, and y'all can research it if you want, but it is a very strange case.
I'd like to hear your opinion.
Yes, these are all facts. Facts. That's it. So before Kimberly Flint became the center of a missing persons investigation, she was just simply Kim. She was a wife and a mother, and a woman whose life was rooted in rural East Texas. Police records identify her as Kimberly Flint, 57 years old, and she lived in the Laneyville area, which it's in Rusk County, but I've never driven through there or anything like that. I haven't heard of it, so it must be very tiny. Kim lived in the kind of area where people are often connected, not just by neighborhoods, but by long histories, family ties, church communities, school districts, county roads, and small town familiarity. Laneyville and Reclaw. Have you ever heard of that one?
I have, actually.
Okay, I had not. Reclaw sit in a rural part of East Texas where the roads can stretch for miles between homes, where tree lines border highways, and where a person's daily routines are often known by the people closest to them. And from what her family shared publicly, Kim's routine mattered. She was one of those people that loved her routine and did pretty much the same thing day in, day out, which I am a routine queen as well, and I love sticking to a routine. She was not described as someone who would casually just, go off of her routine. In fact, one of the reasons her disappearances were so alarming to her family so quickly was that leaving suddenly was not like her at all. She very much liked to be at her home doing her routine. And so when she just disappeared, they were like, this is very much not normal. Because when somebody goes missing, investigators and family members often begin with behavior. Was this normal? Was this expected? Did a person have reason to leave? In Kim's case, those questions only deepened the concern. Her son later said that his mother's purse, identification, and all of her other belongings were left behind at her home.
That's so funny. That reminds me of what's the man that went missing in Rusk County?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Crap.
Oh my gosh.
People are screaming at us right now because we've mentioned him several times.
And he still hasn't been found, but it was the same thing.
Yes.
Right? Remember, I don't think he had crashed his truck, but it was abandoned and all of his belongings was at home.
Yeah.
It was at home.
Oh, it was at home.
Yeah. It was at home. Like he just walked out without it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Well, so the same with the Kim. Her purse, her keys, her identification, everything that she would normally, if she was running somewhere, would take with her was not there. And so that was very alarming to them. And it made it harder for the family to understand why she would have left in the first place, because she didn't tell anybody she was leaving, which she was usually good at telling somebody where she was going.
Right.
I mean, obviously, if you're at home and you're, doing whatever, and I think later in here it'll say like she was waiting for her husband to bring home, I think it was either lunch or dinner.
Okay, so they had a plan.
She's sitting there, And so if I'm waiting for my husband, which from what I've read about her, she's very much the same. Like she would have called and say, "Hey, I'm going to run here real quick. I'll be right back."
Mm-hmm.
So just very weird. Next sentence. So family to understand why she would have left in the first place, especially if she was only supposed to be waiting for her husband to come home with food. So I don't know if it was lunch or dinner, but
either way, she was waiting on him.
She was waiting on him. He was bringing home food. Kim's life was also closely tied to her husband, James Roy Flint. Kim and James had been together for more than 40 years, and their son, James Corbett Flint, said it would be difficult to leave his father behind while continuing to search and spread awareness about his mother's case later. More than 40 years together means that Kim and James had built a whole life across decades. That is not a short chapter. That is a marriage that would have included ordinary routines, shared responsibilities, family memories, hard seasons, quiet mornings, and the kind of daily companionship that becomes part of the structure of a whole person's life. So from everything that has been stated in the records and stuff, Kim and James were very, half of each other. So her to just see you later.
Partners in life.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of the things that they did, they relied on each other for those things. After she disappeared, James searched the area where her vehicle was found. Now, this is James. I think they're referencing James the son.
Okay.
James searched the area where her vehicle was found. He was one of about 15 people who searched on foot and with ATVs near the Highway 84 and the Angelina River. Standing at the crash site, he told reporters they did not know whether Kim had been alone, whether somebody had been with her, whether she had gotten out to walk, or whether someone had stopped and picked her up.
You said this was 2018? No. It was 2018 is what you said. I'm pretty positive.
Yeah.
So she had a cell phone.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. This was very recent. Yeah. I vividly remember this, her going missing. Yeah. And so, yeah, she had it. And that, I think that's one of the, she left that at home. So, I mean.
Oh, it was at home?
Yeah. All of her belongings were at home. So her purse, her ID, her phone, her keys.
She just walked out.
Supposedly. Yes. And so when they find the Jeep and she's not there, and they call, because then obviously the cops run the plates and find that it's registered to Kim. They call James and he's like, what? She's supposed to be at home. Like, what are you even talking about? And then all of her stuff's at home. They can't find her. I mean, could you imagine?
This is weird.
Like, it's odd. And she's a 57-year-old mother. Like, that'd be like Patty just leaving.
Right. But if you heard that was my dog's toy.
That scared the crap out of me.
It has this little rubber pig that
it just went meh. There's a bullfrog over there. But yeah, so I mean, it's just wild to even think about, to even put yourself in their position, that she's just literally up and leaves. Yeah. And so her son, along with 15 other people, go out to the crash site and begin, just searching and going through the woods and everything right there. Her son, James, became one of the strongest public voices in the search for her. 16 days after she disappeared, he was back along the stretch of road where her vehicle had been found. So just try and keep this in mind. All throughout this, they keep going back to where the Jeep was found, and they search that area over and over. And I mean,
because if she was gone on foot, you would think she would be somewhere in that location, right?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, and not just police, but volunteers, James, her son, like all these people are searching that wooded area over and over and over again. So just keep that in your brain.
Okay.
So James goes back and he's looking and stuff like that. And he said he was not going to give up and he was not going to stop looking. And that his biggest fear was that the case would go cold or that his mother would be forgotten. KLTV reported that he worked as a truck driver, her son, and when he had returned to work, he planned to continue spreading her story on the road, telling truckers and other people he met about his mother's disappearance, which is kind of handy being a truck driver. And so obviously you're meeting a lot of people on the road.
Sure.
And he's able to tell them the location, what his mom looked like and all this stuff. And so I thought that was pretty neat that he, just kept spreading the word about it, even though he had to, go back. Obviously the world keeps turning.
Right.
And so you have to do what you can. At the 1 year mark, James Jr. was still walking Highway 84, still trying to find something, still looking for evidence. He told KLTV that there was no closure, no body, no remains, and still no answers to the question where she was. Kim's family also shared that she had struggled with depression in the past, but her son said she had been doing a lot better. And so when I was looking into, I remember them saying this, like letting everybody know that she had kind of struggled with depression. But in my head, I'm like, who hasn't?
I was just get out of my head, Megan. I was literally thinking the same thing. Like, who isn't?
Who hasn't struggled with depression? Especially if you're a mother,
right,
and a wife.
Yes.
I mean, that's just. I think that comes with the territory. Now, obviously, there's different levels, sure, and there's plenty of people. But everything that I've kind of looked into and stuff, I think she, like her son said, was very much out of that and was okay and was doing a lot better and everything. And so, yeah, I just wanted to kind of add that in there because a lot of people took that and ran with it.
Oh, right.
And just really warped that into something.
Okay.
But I mean, honestly, people, we live in America.
It's a sad world right now.
And this was 2018. So this was back right before COVID was about to hit. So just put yourself back in that time and remember. Not that now is any better, but
right.
So that was one thing that her family did disclose to all of us. So the day that Kim disappeared was a Wednesday. According to the police records, law enforcement first became involved after a Texas Department of Public Safety trooper located the wrecked Jeep on Highway 84 near the river. The vehicle was later identified as a green 2016 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and it was registered to James Flint and Kimberly Flint. The report indicates that when law enforcement contacts James, he explained that the vehicle belonged to his wife. That single detail shifted the situation from a traffic accident to something much more concerning, obviously, because obviously Kim wasn't there. According to the investigative narrative, James told law enforcement that he had seen Kim earlier that morning. He also said he tried to contact her later in the day when she was not home and she could not be reached. So he grew concerned. So rewind back. He was supposed to be bringing home food and he was trying to reach her to, I guess, work that out or whatever.
Right, figure out what she wanted
details.
From where.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he started not being able to reach her. And obviously that's concerning. So then he gets a call that they find her Jeep on the side of the road, which is, I can't even freaking imagine. Yeah. The Jeep is one of the most important pieces of this case, obviously. Local news later reported that the vehicle had crashed near the bridge. Investigators said that the airbags had not been deployed and there were no signs of blood or severe injury inside the vehicle.
Okay, so I assume that the vehicle wrecked enough that she couldn't continue driving it.
I don't know. That's the thing.
Even though the airbags didn't deploy. Do we know what it hit?
No.
We don't know what it hit.
Mm-mm.
It just crashed.
Mm-hmm.
And okay.
Mm-hmm. There's speculation, but we're going on facts here.
Facts.
But it's crashed. So I'm assuming it either hit a tree or a guardrail,
something,
or a mailbox or something small enough that the airbags didn't come on. It's a 2016.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like it's a 2008 or something, And
right.
So if she hit something that traumatic, obviously the airbags would have deployed.
Yeah. I mean, it honestly could have been a deer.
Exactly. Or an animal or a hog or something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but there was no blood. There was no signs of any injury or anything like that in there. And so that matters because one of the first questions in any crash related disappearance is whether the missing person might have been badly injured and wandering away. Because obviously you hear that too, like people get in a crash and hit their head hard enough and they just wander off. They don't know where they're at. A serious head injury, shock, confusion, dehydration, disorientation can all cause a person to behave in ways that do not seem logical from the outside. And so that's what's hard too when you're trying to search for somebody. I mean, they could have gone in the totally opposite direction. You think they walked off. The records show that investigators collected and noted items connected to the vehicle, including fingerprints, reading glasses, a swab, and it says a phone-related item.
Like a charger or something?
So maybe a charger is what I'm thinking, or headphones or AirPods or something like that. Yeah. Okay. Something that connects to your phone is what I'm gathering. But obviously nothing really comes of those. The first hours of a missing person case, as we all know, is very critical. Searchers are trying to work against time. If the missing person is injured, lost, or exposed to the elements, every hour matters. In Kim's case, the search area was not simple. Highway 84 crosses through a rural part of Rusk County near the Angelina River. Around a river crossing, the landscape includes brush, water, uneven ground, wooded area, embankments, and places where a person could become hidden very quickly. If Kim walked away from the crash, searchers needed to know which direction she went, but there was no clear answer to that. Police records show that law enforcement began treating the matter as a missing persons investigation. The original report lists the offense description as missing persons, and at this point, investigators had several possibilities to consider. One was that Kim left the crash scene on her own and became lost or injured. Or two, Kim received help from someone and she left the area before law enforcement had arrived. Or three, Kim was seen by someone, but that person had not yet come forward. Or even four, the crash may not have even been the full story. So,
wow.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So later, KLTV report crews searched using foot teams. So another search happens, and this includes now ATVs, dogs, all law enforcement, family, friends, volunteers, all of this stuff. And they're searching for anything at this point: a shoe print, personal item, anything. Obviously they find nothing. And by October 4th, 2018, officials returned to the area with cadaver dogs now and a drone. According to the public reporting, Sheriff Jeff Price said searchers were focused on the area because they knew Kim had been there, but they did not know where she had went from that point. So they start from where the Jeep was and span out, and they're using the cadaver dogs and the drone to search the area now. So one of the attached report documents, a strange lead comes in. This is 2 weeks after Kim disappears. On October 8th, 2018, Deputy Arnold Vermeer was contacted by a woman who said she had received a text message from an unknown number. This is fact. According to the report, the message claimed to have information about the location of Mrs. Flint.
Okay, who is the message sent to?
It's a woman.
Just a random?
An anonymous woman.
Just a random person.
The woman told the deputy she did not recognize the number. She tried to call it, but did not get an answer. So she then forwards the text messages to law enforcement. The report says the woman was concerned enough that she notified local police, obviously, and requested extra patrol around her residence. So I'm assuming these text messages, which they were not in the reporting. I think they were redacted, which is strange to me. So
the whole thing is weird.
Very weird.
So a number she doesn't know.
A number she does not know.
A number she doesn't know.
An unknown number to
claims
her.
to have information about Kim Flint and her whereabouts.
Her location, yes.
And then that's it.
And it's so concerning to this woman. Now, I don't know if this woman is a family member, a stranger, a friend, a neighbor. I have no idea.
So she could be connected
in
some way.
But she was so alarmed that she requested to have some sort of law enforcement presence at her residence for quite some time after that.
Okay. I'm struggling here.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I'm struggling.
Yeah, I was struggling on that one too. But there's not a whole lot of information on that.
Okay,
but
so
it's very weird.
Do we do a background on this phone number? I assume we do.
Yeah, so the report says the woman, this, sorry. I'm reading through a bunch of bull crap. But yes, so they did investigate it. It just says that they investigated it. And the records show that nothing came from the text. Is that not wild? So I'm assuming when they say they investigated it, that's what they did. They ran a background on the phone number. They probably tried to figure out who it was.
I mean, it could have been a burner phone.
It could have been a burner phone. It could have been all kinds of stuff. But it says nothing came from it. The tip was a dead end.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm really frustrated.
Yeah.
Please tell me there's some light at the end of the tunnel.
There is. It's not a very bright light, but yes. Okay. As the days passed, investigators continued receiving information. The larger police file includes many supplemental narratives, which there is so many supplemental reports in our case file that we got. There's a crap ton of just witnesses, tips, all of this stuff, but all of it leads to absolutely nowhere. By mid-October, Kim's family and Crime Stoppers offer an award of $6,000 for information leading to her location. But even with that reward, no answer comes. And as the weeks stretch on, the case becomes less about the immediate emergency of finding Kim alive and more about the long, agonizing process of finding out what happened to her. By November 2018, Kimberly Flint had been missing for 2 months, and her family was still hopeful, though. KLTV spoke with Kim's husband, James, who described the reminders of her around their home, her flowers, her projects, the things she cared for, the unfinished tasks that no one wants to move because moving them feels like admitting something no one is ready to admit, which is heartbreaking. Like just to be left in limbo, like not knowing where your loved one's at. I can't imagine. In late November 2018, officials sought help from identifying a vehicle of interest. According to public reporting, investigators had received information about a vehicle seen near the scene before first responders had arrived. The investigators were looking into possible vehicle information and witness statements. This is an important part of the case, but it has not been discussed very carefully. A vehicle of interest does not automatically mean a suspect vehicle. It may mean investigators believe that a driver might have seen something. So they're not saying that this person is like the person that killed her or, you know, whatever. But it's a vehicle that might have seen something and they don't even know what they saw.
Right.
You know,
they have information they don't know is
important.
Yeah,
exactly. If a person walked away from a crash and was picked up, the driver might be the last person to see them alive, obviously. If someone stopped to help them and then left before the police arrived, they might not even realize how important their information is. And if someone saw the Jeep before it even crashed, their timeline could help the investigators understand what happened exactly. But unfortunately, they were unable to either locate the vehicle. It doesn't ever state in the records that they were either unable to locate the vehicle or they found the vehicle and it led to nowhere.
Okay.
So the search continues. Crews planned another search in March of 2019 with more than 30 people expected to participate, including teams using ATVs and dogs. By this point, the case had entered a very difficult phase. In the beginning, search efforts are urgent and concentrated. Later, they become more targeted. Investigators may revisit areas based on new tips. They may review phone information, look up maps, trying to determine whether the missing person's phone connected to towers, whether the bank cards were used, their social media accounts, all of those things. In August of 2000, obviously that search happens and they don't find anything. In August of 2021, Kim's husband, James Roy Flint, dies.
Oh,
he passes away.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Okay. David Blount, by the way, was that guy's name.
Oh my gosh. Good job.
Thank you. It just came to me.
My gosh. There you go. I'm so glad you said that. I was in the back of my head.
You can rest your mind.
Yes. Thank you. James spent years after Kim's disappearance searching and hoping and waiting. He spoke publicly about her missing. He lived in the same home where her reminders remained, but he did not live to see the confirmation that would come months later. In January 2022, more than 3 years after Kim disappeared, the case changed. On January 20th, investigators received information about possible human remains in a wooded area near Richard Lane in the Reeklaw community. According to KLTV, the Rusk County Sheriff's Office responded to the area along with Texas Rangers and a forensic anthropologist from the University of North Texas. Law enforcement obtained a search warrant and recovered the human bones from the wooded location. The records also mentioned personal items, including clothing and a dark blue slip-on shoe. The remains were sent for analysis through the University of North Texas Center for Human Identification. And then the family waited. On January 27th, 2022, officials received preliminary confirmation the remains were Kimberly Flint's.
Wow. How far, do we know how far Reeklaw is from where she was found?
They're right there.
They're close.
Right there.
So we've searched this area 1,000 times.
They're right there. Yeah.
All right.
It's the same wooded area that has been searched.
Okay, time
and time again. Cadaver dogs, all this stuff. So Sheriff John Wayne Valdez notified Kim's family. Officials also stated that there was no signs of foul play. After more than 3 years, Kim had been found. The answers were devastating, but it was an answer. Her son, James Flint Jr., told KLTV that while the news was painful, it was also a relief. Relief that she was not missing anymore, and relief that she was not just somewhere suffering. So what happened to Kimberly Flint? The official answer appears to be that no foul play was found, but some details remain unknown. Based on the records and public reporting, one possible explanation is that Kim left the crash scene on foot and ended up in the wooded area where she was later found. Her son reportedly believed she may have walked along the Angela River's edge, possibly about a mile, toward the area where her remains were found. So it wasn't even a mile from her car.
Okay, I'm really frustrated. Okay.
That theory would fit some known facts. The Jeep was found crashed. Kim was not in the vehicle, obviously, and there was no signs of blood or severe injury in the vehicle. So she obviously had to have gotten out of the car uninjured and walked off.
Okay.
But even in that general theory, if it's correct, it doesn't answer everything. Those questions may never fully be answered, obviously. One question many people naturally ask in this is, if Kim was eventually found in the general region, why was she not found during the original searches? That question is understandable. But then also we have to remember that it's rural East Texas. It's very dense wooding. And we all know how those woods, like along those highways, can be. Like, it's just so thick and dense.
I'm sorry. I'm trying not to get worked up.
I know, me too. Because that's one of the things it goes into, like, you know, all these different things, like people, you can be covered by brush and stuff. But
so they find, okay, so it's dense, and I'm thinking like a thicket, right? Like it's dense underbrush, you know, to walk through. But if she's walking along the Angelina River, like maybe it's, you know, a little more clear. But and if she was disoriented from the crash itself, nothing makes sense. She left all of her belongings at home.
Yeah,
the vehicle's crashed.
So
she's
even
found
before,
a mile
even
from
prior,
the road within
even
the woods.
prior to the crash, all of her stuff was left at home.
Yeah,
and even before that, this was something totally out of the normal.
Seems so
for her.
weird. Like, it almost feels like a kidnapping. You know, like somebody lured her, got her out of the home or something, like that she would have left all of her belongings.
Yeah.
I almost feel like she's targeted.
Either that or maybe some sort of medical mental state, you know?
Yeah.
A stroke can make you do weird things.
I guess that's true.
But I mean, still, it's just so odd.
Well, I'm glad she was found.
Yeah.
But no, we have, I mean,
it just sucks because I would hate to think that she crashed her car and got out looking for help. And then when cops and stuff arrived, she was somewhere, and maybe if they would have gotten to her, that's the only thing that I would fear.
And it's odd too, if you were using cadaver dogs, that they didn't pick up on a scent at all of her, like not necessarily looking for a body, but a scent of her clothes or, you know, anything.
Yeah.
Just her personally.
Yeah. Insane. But anyways, so obviously at the center of this whole story is Kim and her husband and her son. They lived through every false start and unanswered question. When Kim was finally identified, her son expressed both grief and relief, but they may not feel allowed to fully mourn because the person is still technically missing. So obviously they went through all of that. But then when she's found, it's a whole different grief that begins. It confirms the fear that they carried the whole time. Kim was missing for more than 3 years, but she was never forgotten. She was a wife, a mother, and a woman loved by her family. And that is the story of Kimberly Flint.
You know, like, it has to be, I don't know what all theories that you read, but like if you read, okay.
Aliens.
Oh, wow. We went that
Aliens
route.
was a big one.
Okay. Well, All right.
So yeah, didn't want to add that in. Didn't want to go down that freaking rabbit hole.
It's just so wild.
Not that there's anything against, I come in peace.
It's just crazy to me that she walked a mile in the woods and then just died.
Yeah. I mean, I hate that she was found so long after, because I feel like if we would have found her, obviously, and I'm sure law enforcement feels the same, if they would have found her, even a week after.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. A week or two.
We probably could have determined exactly what happened.
But there's nothing left of her.
No, it's 3 years later in East Texas.
Yeah, and I'm sure she was, obviously the elements, but she's also wildlife, right?
Wildlife for sure. Hogs and stuff.
Yeah.
So confusing. But I just really wanted to cover that one because I vividly remember it. And I remember it being so wild. And I was just like, where is she?
Where's Kim?
Yeah, because I remember, hearing about her being a missing person, and they found her car and it was abandoned on the side of the road, just like
David Blount.
And we're just like, where the hell
did they go?
is
they literally left everything at home. That's so weird. What's happened? And they're in the same area too.
Yeah,
how parallel.
It's
wasn't he was found by a river too? His truck was.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if it was the same river.
I don't think. I can't remember what river it was.
Well, look into that. That's weird.
That's insane.
Yeah.
What's going on out there, guys?
Yeah.
Stay safe.
Rusk County. Come on now.
Oh my gosh.
What's happening? But yeah. And I also try and wrap my head around, like, it's almost like, what if your husband went missing and they found his truck and they're like, well, we don't know where he's at. We searched it. And you're like, no, wait, he's an actual, where is he?
Yeah.
Like, I can't even imagine that.
Oh yeah.
Anyways. Yeah. So heartbreaking. But I'm glad they
found her. So they have found her.
I hate her husband passed though before. I hate
You know what though? He found Kim before anybody else did.
That's right. He? Exactly. Amen, sister.
I'm just saying he found her.
Yes. Amen.
They reconnected.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening.
Yes. Like, subscribe, and share on all of our things.
Yes. Rate and review. And if you have a tale, email us at inlawsincrime@gmail.com. Or if you have a case recommendation, we've been getting some good ones.
We have. My mom gave me one. It actually was already on our list. Mm-hmm. And she said, Megan's going to hate this one. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's in Rusk County. I don't know what's going on in Rusk County. Again, y'all stay safe because
we're not, no shade, because Smith County is just as crazy.
Oh my God. Ugh. You know what? I'm finding in this podcast that there's craziness around us. Dude, it's amazing.
It's funny because some of y'all have reached out to us, our listeners and stuff, and they're just like, had no idea. I'm telling y'all, this podcast is going on for a long time because our caseload is
just grows,
stretching. And it's so wild to know all of this goes on right here.
Yeah.
In our bubble of East Texas.
Welcome to the podcast, Apache.
Sign us off as well.
But yeah, so some wild things in Rusk County, and they are good. They are going to be really hard to get through. So
wonderful.
I'll trigger warn everybody before, but I do have them 2 insane ones on my list to cover, and they will make you so upset.
Awesome. Thank you, Ashley. Well, Apache said goodbye. So.
Apache's gone. Okay.
But anyways, thanks guys.
Thank you.
Keep your roots deep
and your head on a swivel.
Bye.